Hi guys, my name is Rachel and today I'm here to do my June wrap-up. These are all the books I read in the month of June. I will start off with my June wrap-up and then at the end of the video I also have a short little announcement that I'm very excited to talk about. So June was a very crazy month for me in good ways and in bad ways. I didn't upload at all. I mean, as you can probably see from my channel, I uploaded my May wrap-up at the start of July. Like, I've just been a mess in the last few weeks. The good news about June is that I got back into loads of hobbies I used to do, like swimming and horse riding and kayaking. So I've been really busy enjoying myself and making the most of summer. But then also my new dog Cass, who I got in May, he ended up having some issues with his back legs and he had to get an MRI scan, which cost a lot of money, and I still don't know exactly what's wrong with him. He's definitely a lot better than he was, but he couldn't walk or even stand for a while, so I was looking after him. June was crazy. I didn't film, but finally, hopefully getting back into the swing of things. So because I was so busy, I only read 3 books in the month of June, but I'm gonna forgive myself for it because it was a busy month, and I'm even happy I managed to even read 3. So without further ado, let's get straight into the 3 books I read in the month of June. The first book I read in the month of June is Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. This book follows 2 best friends, Kat and Stevie, and they are both theatre kids, and one day they decide to head out into New York City all by themselves just to have a little bit of an adventure. But things don't exactly go their way when everything is just going wrong for them. One of them smashed their phones, they get separated. It takes place in the space of one night, which I love. I love books that take place in such a short space of time. I don't know what it is, I just really like them. This book was a lot of fun. I wasn't like crazy about it. It definitely had some issues, but overall it was really enjoyable. The dog, the Pomeranian Brad, oh my god, the best character by far. What an adorable little dog. Oh my god, he's just so cute. So I loved him. There's also a bit of romance in this as well. I wasn't expecting Kat and Stevie to be separated for so much of the book. Like, they're not together for probably the majority of the book. I kind of thought they'd be separated for a short time and then they'd end up back together and spend the rest of their time together, but you know, they were actually separate for a lot of it and kind of doing their own thing. They both had like their own individual adventures and it was interesting. I think I would have preferred them together more because I wanted this book to focus really on their friendship and having a nice time together. There was a third character who we also saw her point of view as well, Terry, and honestly her chapters kind of ruined this for me, I think, because her chapters were just so over the top and far-fetched. Like, I won't spoil it, but it just gets crazy in her chapters, and she's not even like a main character, so her chapters I just didn't care what was going on because I just thought it was a bit ridiculous. So I would have preferred if Terry's chapters just did not exist and we just had Kat and Stevie. It took me a while to kind of read this. I was in a bit of a reading slump, obviously, as I said before. June was a crazy month, but after finishing it I did quite enjoy it. So overall I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Definitely need to read the remainder of Morgan Matson's books. I have read the majority of them, but I think I'm missing 1 or 2 that I haven't read yet. But this was a solid read, very enjoyable, and I love that it was based mostly on friendship, so really enjoyable. The second book I read in the month of June is the Skullduggery Pleasant Grimoire by Derek Landy. I have talked about this series a million times on my channel. It's one of my all-time favorite series. This is the Grimoire, so it's not exactly part of the series, but it is like an additional kind of book. It's like a side book. So it says here, The Secret History of the Universe. So this book is kind of like, it goes through summaries of all the books so far that are out. As I've said before, the final book comes out next year, so then the series will be over. But this book goes through a summary of all the 14 books that are out so far. It also has like some additional content as well. There's like a mini comic in this of Skullduggery and Valkyrie, and it made my entire life. It made me want to have an entire comic series just on Skullduggery and Valkyrie. Having this series as a comic series would be the greatest thing ever. I absolutely loved it. It was only like 12 pages, but it was so good. Oh, the artwork was amazing. They were amazing as always. I loved it. So that was my favorite part of the book for sure. There was also just some additional content. The ending was fantastic. Oh my god, I wasn't expecting it at all. There's so much happening happening in this series and we've only one book left. It's just amazing. Derek Landy, he always makes me laugh. So while this is like a summary of the first 14 books, it also has a live commentary from Skullduggery and Valkyrie and some other characters. So it's really funny because the people writing this book are basically telling their story, and then Skullduggery and Valkyrie kind of come in with their own little comments and stuff. It's like an interview. It's just hilarious to read. I really enjoyed it. It's just so much fun. But yeah, it got really like crazy towards the end and so much was happening, and it wasn't like any summary or anything. It was like additional content, and it has my head like, I'm shook. I don't even know what's going on anymore. It's just absolutely crazy. I'm so in love with this series. Honestly, I can't talk about it enough. I've seen a couple of people say that reading this as a normal book is not the way to read it, and that's of course how I did read it. So what people are saying is to read all the additional content first and then go back and read the summaries, and it just makes it a better experience. So I do wish I read it that way, but I just read it as a normal book front to back. I didn't think to do anything like that, so definitely a mistake on my part. But overall, really enjoyed this. I always love coming back to these characters, and it's just really nice that we got this book, you know, because we do only have one book left in the series, but this is just a little additional thing, so it's just nice to have that. I love this series so much. So I gave this 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Really enjoyed it, a lot of fun, and I'm just in love with these characters. The final book I read in the month of June is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. Oh my god, guys, I loved this book so freaking much. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. I'm absolutely obsessing over this at the moment. So basically, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite fairy tale of all time. It's also one of my favorite Disney movies. Belle is my favorite Disney princess. I just love anything to do with Beauty and the Beast. So this is a retelling where we follow our character Harper, who is just living in America. She's struggling. Her and her brother, they're just living a really tough life. One day Harper is waiting for her brother and she spots a girl almost being kidnapped by a man, and she goes over to basically stop this happening. The man who was kidnapping the girl ends up taking Harper and basically vanishing into this like new world, like a parallel world. So basically Harper is brought to this enchanted castle where the Prince Ren, is under a curse. So basically, as the original fairy tale, he has to fall in love and this breaks the curse. But unlike Beauty and the Beast, he's not a beast all the time. He is a human, like he's fine, he looks gorgeous and everything most of the time, but he turns into a beast at the end of every season. So after 3 months, the end of the season, he turns into a beast. So his commander Grey has been kidnapping girls for years and years, basically trying to get one of them to fall in love before the end of each season, but of course the curse hasn't been broken yet. So Harper comes along and oh my god, there's just so much going on. The thing I love about this book is that it's not just a romance like Beauty and the Beast, there's also so much more. Like, it's very family orientated and there's friendship, and it's also about Ren and Harper wanting to save the kingdom of Emberfall. Like, they just want to help people. Harper is just an amazing character. She's such a badass. She's so strong and confident. I love her and I love Ren, but my favorite character is the Commander Grey, who ended up bringing Harper to this world. He is absolutely amazing. Like, I am head over heels in love with Grey. Oh my god, I've completely fallen for him. I just think he's so sweet. Like, he's really strong and he's a commander, so he's always strict and stern, but he has these moments where you can see his personality and see how sweet he is and how caring he is, and he really cares about Harper as well. I think maybe in the second book it might be more of a love triangle between Harper, Ren and Grey. I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh my god, I loved it so much. Like, honestly, cannot get enough of these characters. I just love the whole premise. Bridget Kemmerer really took Beauty and the Beast and completely made it her own. You can definitely see the similarities, of course, but she completely just made it her own story. Everything about this is so different and so unique. I've never seen a retelling like this. Just fantastic. Her writing is amazing. This is my first read by Bridget Kemmerer. Her writing is so gripping, and the characters, oh my god, I I can't stop thinking about Grey. For the first book in July, I'm just gonna move straight on to the second book in this series because I just already miss these characters and I only just finished this book. Honestly, cannot speak highly enough about this book, and I cannot wait to read the next book and the third book. Oh my god, I'm so excited to see where this series goes. So I gave this 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Absolutely my new obsession at the moment. Just freaking loved it. So that is it for all the books I read in June. As you can see, it's a very short one. I only read 3 books, but hopefully the month of July will be better and I'll read some more books. But the books I did read I quite enjoyed, especially A Curse So Dark and Lonely. That was just fantastic. So now I have a short little announcement. So basically myself and Ashley over at Movie and Books Girl and Becca over at The Becca Fowl, I will link their channels down below. Basically the 3 of us are coming together and we are doing a read along for the Scythe series by Neil Shusterman. I am so freaking excited. I have had this series on my shelves for so long and I still haven't read them, and I've heard incredible things. I don't even know anything about the plot or the characters or anything. All I know is that everyone who reads this series absolutely falls in love with it. Like, I've heard people say it's the best fantasy series they've read in a while, and that obviously has me very intrigued. So basically we are going to read each of these books, and because there are 3 of us and there are 3 books, we are going to do a live show at the end of each month. We don't have a date or anything yet, but we're going to do a live show on Scythe, on Ashley's channel, and then we'll do one on Becca's channel and one on my channel. So we want to give people a bit of a heads up in case anyone wants to pick up this series and read along with us and then discuss with us on the live show at the end of each month. So I'm so excited. I haven't done anything like this with anyone yet, so I'm really buzzing. I'm so excited to read this series, and we're going to talk all the spoilers in the live show. So of course, if you want to take part, you have to read this series with us. Please do join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Cannot wait to talk with my girls. We're just going to have so much to talk about. It's going to be great. We will hopefully be starting it at the start of August, and we will be doing a live show then at the end of August. So you have plenty of time to pick up this book and read it with us. It's going to be so much fun. And Ashley and Becca, please do go check out their channels. They are the sweetest, most amazing people. Definitely go check them out and subscribe. So really excited, and I really hope you guys join us on the read along and the live shows. It's going to be a good time. So thank you. Be great if I didn't drop Scythe the first. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you like, please give me a like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. And also leave me a comment and just say hello, or tell me if you've read any of the books or if you plan on taking part in our Scythe read along. Oh, by the way, we've named it the Scythealong. If you plan on taking part with us with the Scythealong, definitely let me know in the comments. I'd love to see people take part and have fun with us reading these amazing books. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Slán live!